Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we have been discussing the issue of insurgency in the country and also looking at how the military has made efforts in curbing this insurgency and, of course, rescuing the over 200 girls abducted in the secondary school in Chibok. However, we're now joined by Edward Israel Aide. He's a social media commentator. Edward, thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's 5 years since this insurgency was launched, 105 days since these girls were abducted. How would you rate the performances of the military in trying to stop bombs from being detonated in this country as well as rescue these girls?
I would say, for the military as a whole, I would say the performance has been below average. Understood that there are other issues that affect the performance of the military, corruption in the military, human rights abuses and excesses, but as a body, I think their efforts have been below average. They could have possibly have done, definitely have done better.
Okay, so why do you think they're not doing better?
I think when you look at the response of the citizens to the military, you find out that there's no assistance, there's no cooperation between the military and the citizens, mostly because cases of human rights abuses where military people just take laws into their hands, extrajudicial killings and all that. So the citizens are, of course, are not always in support of the military as they carry out their activities. I think that has hampered their effectiveness in a way. Beyond that, of course, there's also the issue of corruption in the military where soldiers are not paid on time, soldiers are not paid what is due to them. So the morale in the military is very low. They are not motivated to go and fight an enemy that is possibly more equipped than they are.
Talking about being less equipped and being less motivated. I'm the spokesman of the military, not to the military, of the military, Major General Olukolade, just made mention of how well-funded the military is. So could there be some disparities somewhere? Why isn't that funds being disbursed, so to speak, now to the military personnel?
Yeah, I understand that over ₦1 trillion is budgeted for security in Nigeria. Wow. And surprisingly, you find that most of those monies go into private pockets. We have a very clear case of CCTV cameras being set up in Abuja, I think about $470 million or thereabouts, and nobody knows what has happened to that up until now. Those cameras are not working, because if those cameras are working, definitely cases where bombings have happened in Abuja, which is the capital of the country, wouldn't have occurred, or if they had occurred, there would have been a better response time to get the perpetrators of the act. So I think most of that money, most of the funding that is being made available to the military end up in private pockets. So,
speaking about dollars, President Jonathan has asked the National Assembly to approve an external borrowing of $1 billion. How judiciously do you think we're going to use this? I mean, looking at the fact that $470 million, as you said, was used in purchasing CCTV cameras and...
Personally, I would say I don't think anybody should approve such a loan.
Why?
$1 billion to do what much more than that has not been able to do. What is $1 billion? What difference is it going to make? There's a need to be judicious with the little before you start asking for more. What have you done with what you've been provided with all this while? I don't think there's a need to get money, to get loans from anybody anywhere to fight what we can't fight or what we are not willing to fight. I think it's a matter of willingness, because if the military or if Nigeria wants to combat and tackle Boko Haram, I think we have the capability to do it. I don't think more money would change anything. What are we doing with what we have?
Well, in fairness to the military, they already say they know where the girls are, but they don't want to engage because of the safety of the girls. They have a point in why not going head-to-head with the insurgents?
Yeah, 2 points I'm going to state. First of all, the military in Nigeria, they've made themselves so very, very unbelievable. We had the issue where they came out and said, oh, fine, we've rescued the girls. And then turns out that they've not rescued the girls. So even if they are saying right now that we know where the girls are, fine, first issue is, are we really sure that they know where the girls are? Now, fine, going back to the issue of oh, they don't want to use force because right now there's an hostage situation. In as much as you want to rescue people, you don't want to also endanger the lives of those you're trying to rescue. Fine, which makes a lot of sense. I've heard people say that, oh, they should just go there, and if it is the lives of 200 plus girls that will save Nigeria from Boko Haram, maybe they should just blow up the whole Sambisa forest and all that. Fine, it's always good to say things like that when you are not affected personally. Those children I've seen, they have mothers, they have aunties, they have fathers, some of who have died and all that. So I think yes, it is a very safe approach to try other means of getting through to the girls without using force and say, okay, if I just want to blow up the whole place.
All right, Edward Israel ID, it's very nice having you on the program today. Thank you for coming on and sharing your thoughts with us. Well, that's the SAT's commentary about where we are in this country. But however, we see your tweets coming in. We're going to read them. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll do just that. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this. Well, that's where we are. However, do remember you can watch these conversations again on our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/channelsweb. And our website, it's channelstv.com. Loads of your highly appreciated comments streaming through our social media platforms. Let's take a look at some of them. Wonders, they say, shall never end, and that is why this underground kidnappers' hideout found in Imo State is the 5th most viewed video in the past week.
A cabaret show.
At number 4 is Patrick Obahiagbon's description of the fracas in the Edo State House of Assembly.
Your father is the owner of this complex.
Is it my father or your father?
Yes, your father.
My father.
And at number 3 is the fracas itself. At number 2, this little girl abducted and sold into slavery finally finds freedom and challenges her abductors. While topping the charts is Senator Adeleke serenading Osun citizens during a rally of the All Progressives Congress with a Skelewu dance. While the politicians can also put on their dancing shoes. Though the spokesman for the military, Major General Chris Olukolade, said the military is well financed by the government, President Goodluck Jonathan has requested for immediate approval of $1 billion external loan by the National Assembly to tackle insurgency and terrorism in Nigeria's northeast. If granted, Nigerians hope that the money will be used to purchase modern warfare equipment that will aid the military fighting in built-up areas. Equipment such as thermal goggles, platoon drones, stun and flash grenades, as well as modern communication devices. The military is also in need of a unified uniform and digitalized weaponry. This is where we draw the curtains on this edition of Channels B. I am Victor Matthias. Happy Eid al-Fitr.